think they will be able to sign. Now, talking about a player who will also be let go at the end of his contract, and that is Kawhi Leonard. Now, we are hearing that the Jordan brand will cut ties with Kawhi Leonard, and they will allow him to walk once his contract is up, and it will be up at the end of the year. Now, Kawhi Leonard, he signed to Jordan. He turned down a 4-year, $22 million contract extension to remain with the Jordan brand that will pay about $5.5 million per year. Now, for Kawhi Leonard, he's definitely a top 5, some people say top 3 player in the NBA. So you would think there'll be a bunch of shoe brands lined up trying to get Kawhi Leonard. You would think he'll be getting paid up there with some of the big-time players. Now, for Kawhi, like I said, he turned down a 4-year, $22 million contract extension. He thinks he deserves more. So let's go ahead and look at some people who are getting paid a little bit more than that. Only a few, but you have Michael Jordan, $110 million per year, of course. LeBron James is at $32 million per year with Nike. Kevin Durant, he's at $25 million per year. Kobe Bryant was at $16 million per year. And you look at who else maybe is in that $5.5 million range. Paul George, he made about $5.5 million with Nike last season. So for Kawhi Leonard, you look and you're like, hey, I'm a better player on the court than Paul George. Paul George also in a small market as well. He's with Indiana. Now he's with Oklahoma City. So not really in a major market. We know Kawhi Leonard at the time he turned this contract offer down, he was still in San Antonio. Now he moves to Toronto. And in Toronto, you're not going to sell a bunch of sneakers there. But if you go to L.A., things get interesting now because now you're teammates with LeBron James, who is making $32 million per year from Nike. A big-time market. A lot of eyes are going to be on the Lakers, especially if Kawhi Leonard goes to L.A. You have LeBron James. You have Kawhi Leonard there. A lot of people are going to be paying attention. And it's time a shoe brand will probably come in and they will now try to offer a little bit more to Kawhi Leonard. And these things are going to come into play, and these are going to be factors when Kawhi Leonard makes that decision because shoe brand deals are big. You just seen the numbers that I told you some of these players are making per season. If you could add $10 million for Kawhi Leonard, maybe $15 million per year for Kawhi Leonard in L.A., as opposed to making just that $5 million a year in Toronto, that's an added incentive for you to go play in a bigger market where you can sell more shoes. Now, Kawhi Leonard will always have the obstacle of trying to sell shoes because he's just not a big personality. But if you could try to brand him in a way where he's still doing everything he needs to do on the court and he gets his reputation up a little bit because his reputation will take a hit because of how things ended in San Antonio. And you can't blame Kawhi Leonard at all because now we're hearing Danny Green played with the injury that he didn't know about the entire year. So maybe he was on to something with his doctors saying that he was more hurt than the doctors in San Antonio were putting on initially. Maybe he did the right thing by deciding not to play at all. So he has to now recover from that PR-wise to try to sell a lot of these shoes. And there's other big-time free agents in the shoe game as well. Joel Embiid is going to be available. Andrew Wiggins, Gordon Hayward, DeMarcus Cousins, Isaiah Thomas, and Kelly Oubre. They're all going to be available. And they're all going to be free agents in the shoe game. So there's going to be a lot of people that Nike and your Adidas's and now your Pumas are all, and even Under Armour, they're all going to be trying to go after. And I think Kawhi Leonard, I think eventually he lands with another shoe deal. But I think he lands with another shoe deal because he ends up in L.A. So it could be a conspiracy theory, but I think at the end of the day, he goes back to his home. He goes to L.A. next season, and I think the shoe deal will play a part of it. I think how Toronto treated DeMar DeRozan will play a part of it. Toronto's history, I think, is definitely going to play a part of it. Just simply, not keeping their star players. I think if Masai Ujiri stays there, I don't see any player really wanting to go sign, any big players wanting to go play in Toronto after they've seen how DeMar DeRozan was treated. I don't think Kawhi Leonard will stay past this year. The trade's official after he passes physical. So I don't see him staying past this year. But Jordan, they're going to be cutting ties with him. I think it's just a matter of time. I think after this year, when his contract ends, he'll sign another one. He'll be with another company, and I think he'll be in L.A. But that's pretty much everything I want to talk about in today's episode. Loyalty And, do players need to be loyal to their organizations? And is there truly loyalty in the NBA? I'm not sure. You've seen Kevin Love. He signed a contract extension with Cleveland. On paper, it looks like maybe they're trying to be loyal.